Since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to be a businessman. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I saw my dad. My dad was a businessman. He's had successful businesses and still does. But I've always wanted it. And what I'm doing now is I'm on the early steps of my entrepreneurship journey right now. And what I decided to do is, right, I could sit and build in silence, like the expression, like build in silence and make all the action does all the noise, and you kind of do the big reveal. This is what I've been working on. But what I want to do is I want to start documenting what I'm doing and kind of vlogging my journey of from ground zero. I'm literally at zero, building up a brand. And I'll come into what I'm building and all the details around it, but I kind of want to start from the beginning of how I'm at this position at 33 years old. Is the fact that, like, when I was a kid, right, my dad had like a van. It had all this wood in it, and must have been about 7 or 8 years old. I think I was 7, and I went out in the garden. I was always super active. I was just a creative person. I still am. And there was some wood. And what I did, and I got a hammer and a nail. I nailed these pieces of wood together, and it was kind of like a frame. And there was some random paint lying around, and I called it. I remember writing on it, "Sale Shop." That's what I named this little, almost stand. When you see like American films and the kids are making lemonade stands, it's kind of like the equivalent. And my mum had this stack of old like birthday cards, I think it was, or some sort of cards. But when they sit in the sun for too long and they get faded, that's what happened. And I sat outside my house on the street, on like the pavement, and I had this stack of cards, but I had no context of price or anything at 7 years old. So I was selling them for like £2. And I remember one like elderly woman come past and was like, "Oh, what are you selling?" I said, "Oh, I'm selling these cards." And it's like, "How much?" And I said, £2. She was like, £2? That's very expensive. And I didn't sell a single card, by the way. But I think about this stuff when I got to high school, year 7, 8, 9, I was selling bottles of Coca-Cola, which I definitely wouldn't be doing now. I won't be supplying none of that shit. I was selling like mobile phone SIM cards because people used to buy them back then. PlayStation games, all sorts of stuff. I mean, and then like 2003, when like 13, G-Unit was a big thing. 50 Cent was huge back then, and they used to have these spinner medallions. I'm looking online in America, getting them shipped over and selling them. I'm always thinking about business and kind of thinking of new ideas. And that's how I've always been since I was a kid, right? Got older, fell into the trap of the matrix of, because I was super intelligent. I've always been an intelligent guy. I did really well academically. So it was like, oh, go to uni, get a good job, good career. And I remember when I was like 17 thinking, all right, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? What am I really passionate about? And that was 2007. You got to think, 2007, YouTube came about 2006. Colour mobiles were just becoming a thing, and moved away from like the monophonic ringtones. MySpace was around. So social media was in its infancy. YouTube just started becoming a thing. So I was like, technology is the future. So in 2007, I was like, right, I'm going to go into IT, and I've got a degree in computer science now. And I worked in the IT industry for like a good 10 years now, in fact. But I haven't been fulfilled at all in these 10 years working in this, just going to work, listening to other people telling me what to do. My heart's not fully in it. And there might be some ex-employers that are watching this, and I'm sure they already knew that while I was working there, so probably confirmation for you guys. But at the same time, I'm grateful for my journey. I'm grateful for the people I've worked for, and the companies I've worked for, and the people I worked with. But that aside, that's not my path. It's never been my path. And I like stability, I like security, like most people, and I allowed that to continue for far too long. And what's happened is, early this year, I got made redundant from a really good job, in fact. I really enjoyed the company. I'm actually wearing the hoodie that they gave me when I first started One Disco. I'm not going to go into the story, but the company just went downhill very rapidly, and I got caught in a wave of redundancies. As soon as I got told I'd been made redundant, I was like, you know what? I'm grateful. This is the universe shifting me into my right path. and I'm taking this, like, I'm embracing this opportunity of, like, okay, this isn't meant for me anymore, and my time has come, and this is where we're at. That was in April of this year, 2023. Now we're in August, end of August, and what I've been doing in the background is I've been the face of all my friends are eggs. I've been the product, I've been the service, I've been the kind of like the forefront of my gut coaching brand, but I can't scale myself, and I kind of want to put myself behind the scenes. I want to build, I want to be creative. I don't want to keep putting myself out there too much. I do at the same time, but I kind of want to lead from behind, if that makes sense, rather than always being here at this, being at the forefront at all times. Because right now I'm really enjoying this kind of solitude, being in this room, my office, in my house, just working away. So the brand I'm working on, right, let's just kind of make it clear. For the last 6 years, I've been on this tremendous health journey with my Crohn's disease, which I don't have anymore, by the way. I had Crohn's disease from 2001 to 2017. Since 2017, I have been, quote unquote, cured myself from this incurable disease. And there's many reasons for this. This is why I help people around the world with their gut health to heal naturally with the same methods that I have, with great success. But now, one of the things that I consume every day, and I have done for the last 6 years, is herbs. And when I say herbs, I don't mean like rosemary and thyme and putting it on my roast dinner. I'm talking about nature's ancient superpower of herbs, the roots, the leaves, the stems of plants that Mother Nature has provided us, that has tremendous healing benefits, mineral and nutrient content. I mean, I'm not going to go into full detail about these right now, but they have been really profound in my life. And in my kitchen, I have a whole cupboard that has 30 plus jars of different herbs, where I'm like, all right, today, like right now, my nose is a bit bugged up, if you can tell. I'm like, oh, right, I'm going to get a bit of echinacea, I'm going to get a bit of elderberry, I'm going to mix them together. That's going to really help break down the mucus and boost my immune system very rapidly, because that's what they're both are known for. They're really great for combating colds and flus, for example. But I know this, so if there's anything that I feel like, maybe I feel a bit bloated, well, I'm going to have a bit of fennel in there, whatever it may be, and I mix these together, and I've done it every day, and I have these 3 or 4 times a day for the last 6 years, and it's a big part of my life, right? So I'm really passionate about these herbs, super passionate, and I know the benefits. I'm an expert in these herbs, of the nutrient benefits, the health benefits, all the properties that comes to heal and maintain real gut health. I've been medication and symptom free for 6.5 years after having Crohn's disease from 2001 to 2017, with a bowel perforation and an ileostomy bag and a stoma, which has all been reversed. And I was on medication at its peak I was on like 14 tablets a day at its peak, which is tremendous. And my bowel perforated when I was 26 years old, which is basically my intestine just burst and it leaked waste everywhere. And I lead a really fulfilling life, a really happy and fulfilling life, and perfect health. And, I'm so grateful for where I'm at, because now I can share this gift to the world, and that is why I've created this brand, which I'm calling Fifth Ray. Fifth Ray is what I've put together of years of having these herbs, knowing the benefits, feeling the benefits, actually giving these same herbs to my coaching clients as well, who have had great benefits from the herbs and has healed them in tremendous ways. And what I've done is got all the best herbs to combine, one, its potency, its power, its taste, its health benefit, and its safety as well, of course. Like, you don't want any side effects. If you compare it to, supplements, pharmaceuticals, coffee, because it's a consumable drink, right? These all have side effects, and they do not help your health long term. So with herbs, I've maintained a great lifestyle without any medication, without any symptoms, and it's a big part of it. So I'm creating this super blend of all these herbal and adaptogen herbs to be the ultimate gut healer. Like for this, I've been consuming it every day. Like I've already made a blend, so I talk about this more in as the weeks go on. I'll go into more detail about what I'm going through, like my planning, like what stages I'm at. So, but just to kind of take a step back, is I'm launching a brand called Fifth Ray, which is specializing as a gut health tea. It's a loose leaf herbal tea. I'm not doing tea bags, because tea bags, you get the powdery kind of bits inside a tea bag. You can get better quality ones, but I don't like them. I don't feel like you're getting the full spectrum of nutrients. It's not as raw and as truly natural as it could be. So I'm getting the mixture of the loose herbs. It's literally the plants, the roots and the stems and the leaves, just cut and dried. It's not powdered, it's not made in a lab. And the main thing is, I'm against these pills and supplements now. Oh, it's healthy for your gut, it's high in protein, blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, it's manufactured. It's made in a lab. It's not natural. As much as it says it's natural or it's plant-based, it's not. I'm going it back to bare bricks from what the ancient Egyptians were using, the Romans, the Greeks, the Arabs, the Indians, Ayurvedic, traditional Chinese medicine. They had it right thousands of years ago, but we've lost touch, and I'm bringing it back to the forefront with Fifth Ray. I'm calling this herbal blend Cosmic Hue, and the name of Fifth Ray and Cosmic Hue is it's kind of incorporating my personality, my own personal journey in life. Again, I'm going to go more into detail about all of this, and I'm going to talk more on my new Instagram, which is Master Key Manny. So follow me on Instagram on my new page. And so week by week, I kind of will delve into what I'm doing. So kind of where I'm at now is I'm building a Shopify website. I'm new to Shopify. It's new to me. I have no idea about how it works, but I have a technical background. Obviously, I've done IT for 10 years, so I can build a website. I mean, most people who doesn't have a technical background can build a Shopify website. I've received 4 samples of these herbs because I haven't had it right, and now I've had the right blend, and I'm super happy with it. Because the other blends, I'll briefly touch on this. I give it to my wife, Noops. I said, she's my ultimate taste tester. If she doesn't, for taste, that is, if she doesn't like it, then it's a no. Like, we've had these samples, she's like, I'm not feeling this, I don't like this taste, and she goes into detail, and then I don't really like it, and I'm like, is it the one? I'm like, no. Then I received this last blend, and I loved it. It was so smooth, it was calming, it was refreshing. I just felt uplifted, I felt energetic, my gut felt calmer. And that was pretty much immediate, like within a few hours, right? And I'm like, this is the one. But my wife was away for a couple of days, and I'm like, I wanted to try it. I need her to try it now. I need her stamp of approval, because I want her to also like it. For me, I don't know why. Like, she's my go-to, right? So a few days later, she tried it, and she was really positive about it. And I'm like, okay, this is good. But when I gave it to her, she wasn't in the mood. She was getting ready for a wedding. She was literally sat in a chair getting her hair and makeup done, and the hair and makeup artist doing her hair. She sat there. Her stomach was killing because she'd been eating Indian food for too many days, and it's just heavy. You know, it's hectic with this wedding, so she was feeling it. And first place it's going to affect is your gut, and which is where it was, and her stomach was hurting. So when I was trying to give it to her, I didn't get as much feedback as I probably would have liked, but she gave me positive feedback, but her energy levels wasn't there. And then she had it, and then maybe a few hours later, she must have just realised, she goes, oh, my stomach doesn't hurt anymore. And I was like, I think it was Cosmic Hue that really helped, and she was confident it was too. And I've been drinking it every day. Like, I've looked forward to it. I keep drinking cup after cup after cup. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. This is my first vlog. I'm just keeping it raw. I'm just going to spitball, unscripted, just talk. So come follow me on this journey of my personal growth, my entrepreneurship, and see how far I take it, because I'm limitless and my vision is limitless, and we're taking this to the moon and beyond.